Story number 2, late night roadside. We were 2 hours from home, cutting through back roads to avoid traffic. When Jake saw the scenic overlook sign at mile marker 47, he suggested we stretch our legs. It was 11:47 p.m., and I was exhausted, but he'd been driving for 3 hours straight. The parking lot was empty, just gravel, a wooden railing, and beyond that, black nothing dropping into a valley we couldn't see. Jake got out first, rolling his shoulders and walking toward the edge to look out over the darkness. I stayed in the passenger seat, scrolling my phone, barely getting signal. The air smelled like pine and wet asphalt. It was quiet. Too quiet. No crickets. No wind. Just the hum of our engine idling. Then I heard the second engine. A truck, old, loud, with a primer-spotted hood, pulled into the lot fast, headlights washing over us. It didn't park in one of the empty spots. It parked directly behind us, maybe 3 feet from our bumper, boxing us in completely. A man and a woman got out, both in their 40s, maybe. Jeans. Flannel. The man had a thick beard and walked with a limp. The woman was thin, wiry, with her hair pulled back tight. And both of them were smiling. Wide. Too wide. "Hey there," the man called out, waving like we were old friends. He walked straight toward Jake, who was still standing near the railing. "You folks got jumper cables? Our battery's about dead." Jake looked back at me, confused. Our car was still running. The woman didn't go to their truck. She leaned against our hood, arms crossed, staring directly at me through the windshield. Her smile didn't move, didn't blink. Jake cleared his throat. "Sorry, man, we don't have any." The guy tilted his head. "You sure? Mind if we just check your trunk real quick? Won't take a second." Jake stiffened. "We're good. We gotta go." He started walking back toward the driver's door. The woman stepped in front of it, blocking his path. Come on now," she said softly. "Don't be rude. We just need a little help." That's when I locked the doors. All of them. The click echoed in the silence. Jake pulled the handle, locked. He looked at me through the glass, confused. Then his face changed. He realized I'd done it on purpose. The man stepped closer to him, still smiling. "Your girl's a smart one." "Huh? But we just need a minute of your time. That's all. Just a minute." Jake didn't answer. He backed toward my side of the car, eyes on the man. I reached over and unlocked his door. He dove in and slammed it behind him, locking it again immediately. His hands were shaking. "What the hell?" he started, but I cut him off. "Just go. Just drive." He threw the car in reverse. The truck was too close. Maybe 6 inches of clearance. He couldn't back up without hitting it. He shifted to drive. The man stepped in front of the car. Not quickly. Slowly. Deliberately. He put both palms on the hood and leaned forward, looking right at us through the windshield. Then he raised his right hand. He was holding something metallic. A wrench. Maybe a tire iron. And he tapped it on the hood. Once. Twice. 3 times. Tap. 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 Slow. Rhythmic. Like a knock. The woman circled around to Jake's window and did the same thing. Tap. 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 She wasn't hitting it hard. She wasn't trying to break the glass. She was just letting us know she could. "What do they want?" Jake whispered, his voice cracking. "I don't know." The man bent lower, his face inches from the windshield, his breath fogging the glass. He mouthed something I couldn't hear. Then he smiled again and stepped to the side, waving us forward with the wrench. The woman moved too. There was just enough space, barely, to squeeze through. Jake looked at me. I nodded. He floored it. We clipped the side mirror of their truck and fishtailed onto the road, gravel spraying behind us. Jake's knuckles were white on the wheel. I turned around in my seat, looking through the back window. For a few seconds, the parking lot was empty. Just the truck, sitting there in the dark. Then the headlights came on. "Jake, I see them." The truck pulled out onto the road behind us. But it didn't speed up. It didn't try to catch us. It just stayed there, exactly 3 car lengths back. No closer, no farther. Jake pushed the accelerator. We hit 70 on a 2-lane road with no streetlights. The truck kept pace. 80, still there. The road curved and dipped, winding through dense forest on both sides. No houses, no gas stations, just trees and darkness and that pair of headlights in the mirror, never gaining, never falling back. "Why aren't they passing us?" I asked. I don't know. Why aren't they trying to catch us? I don't know. My phone buzzed. One bar of signal. I tried to dial 911. It rang twice, then dropped. I tried again. Nothing. The truck's high beams flicked on. The cabin filled with white light. I covered my eyes. Jake squinted, swerving slightly. Then the high beams cut off. Back to normal. 3 car lengths. Steady. They're playing with us, I whispered. Jake didn't answer. His jaw was clenched. Sweat beaded on his forehead. For 11 miles, that truck followed us. We passed a boarded-up gas station, a burned-out barn, a rusted-out school bus sitting in a field. Nothing alive. Nothing open. Just us and them and the road. Then, finally, I saw lights ahead. Real lights. Street lights. The interstate overpass. There, I said, pointing. Get on the highway. There'll be people. Jake merged onto the interstate, cutting across 2 lanes. I looked back. The truck slowed. It pulled onto the shoulder just before the on-ramp and stopped. The headlights stayed on. I could see the silhouettes of both of them, still sitting inside, watching us disappear into traffic. We didn't speak the rest of the drive. When we got home, Jake parked in our driveway and just sat there, staring straight ahead. I got out first. My legs felt weak. I walked around to his side of the car, and that's when I saw them. Scratches. Fresh ones. Around both door handles. Thin, metallic grooves in the paint, like someone had tried to pry the doors open. But we'd been in the car the whole time. We'd been moving. Jake saw them too. He crouched down, running his fingers over the marks. Then he looked up at me, his face pale. When he whispered, I didn't answer, because I didn't know, but I thought about the tapping, the metallic tapping on the glass. And I wondered if they'd been testing more than just our fear. If they'd been testing the locks, the handles, seeing how easy we'd be to open. We went inside and locked every door, every window. I didn't sleep, and every time a car passed our house that night, I checked the window to make sure it wasn't a truck. It never was. But 2 weeks later, Jake checked the mail and found a Polaroid tucked inside the electric bill. No envelope, no note, just a photo. It was our car, parked at that overlook, taken from behind. You could just barely see the back of my head in the passenger seat. The timestamp on the back read 11:51 p.m. For minutes after we'd arrived.